I know this is hard. Okay.
I can see the same.
I could have made this so much easier. Okay. In this video, we're having like a writing conference. I wrote an observation sheet. If you see in the video, there's a robot there right in front of Patrick, the kid with the Wyatt, the kid with the mohawk, and Zach, the blonde-haired kid with the pencil box.
And the black shirt.
The black shirt. And what that robot does is it drives up to a solar panel. It makes a external connection to the solar panel, and it charges its own battery. So it's kind of like a Roomba or iRobot, which is a cool lesson by itself, whatever. And then the thing that I was most worried about for my question to answer was how my observation sheets for all these activities resulted in easy 100%, and the grade book got overloaded with hundreds, and then it was just too easy to get an A, and people might have kind of started to coast because they went to it. So a nice way of saying it, they weren't as engaged. So I wrote a more involved activity sheet or reflection afterwards, where I took a picture of each stage of the construction, and the kids were making it, and then below it I left space for them to write. And if you look, Kai right now is flipping over a page, and it's different stages. And what specifically Kai just did was he was flipping it over because he has trouble with introduction. So what he flipped over to do, what was I thinking?
He was writing the body first, because when you write if you write the body first, then you can have all your information, and you can put all your information into a small introduction or a small conclusion, whichever you have trouble writing.
And remember, Kate had that problem where if she wrote her introduction first, what ended up happening to her whole introduction? Remember what happened to hers? Remember, her whole introduction ended up being her whole paper.
Oh yeah, that was.
Because she couldn't separate her details. So for some kids, that's a really good strategy. What do you think, Zoe?
I like talking to other people because ideas start to flow, and everybody's papers seem to grow. And I like writing in groups also because you get other ideas, you get better ideas from other people. They help you get ideas.
Well, in this video, it looks like you're listening and you're writing. And what I just did was I was listening to your ideas, writing them on a whiteboard and holding them up.
I'm the one in the pink next to the solar panel. The solar panel, yes.
And everybody seems to be down. Like Kai really looks busy right there, and Zach was being really honest. Zach is good about saying he's over there to the right, in the black shirt.
Yep, that's him.
He's really good about being honest and saying, I don't know what to write here. And then when we had trouble with that, we looked at the papers and really pointed out the details of the pictures. For example, in some of the pictures I circled where the positive and negative beads were and where the wires went. And by pointing that out, he got more details of what to write. And as a teacher, I got a better picture of what they wrote. Oh, that's Derek. Derek was in the background programming the robot, or doing his best. We're trying to program the robot to go back to the charging station so that it charges itself. It's a pretty cool activity. We'll go and explain how it works.
Okay, so how it works is there's two binder clips on the at the end of the Mindstorm,
Right.
and it connects to the solar panel behind Zoe's shoulder.
Right.
Yeah, in the solar panel, what we do is we take two solar panels and hook them up together, red, black, black, so that it's easier to...
Yeah, so we just hooked it up. We explained it later in the video, so we'll explain it then.
Well, what happens on the solar panel? There's binder clips, Zoe, that you were trying to say?
Yeah, and it's red, black, black, and they're hooked up together, and then we have these yellow and green wires going down to the bottom, which are hooked to binder clips that the Mindstorm can go up to, and it can hook up to it and start dock to it, and it can start charging because of the solar panels.
You know what we could do? We could put, I know how to put a link inside this, and then someone could go to it and see what we're doing. Right now, one of the things about working in a group when you're writing is one kid has a zillion ideas, and I'm circling them right now. Wyatt, and you can't even write down ideas as fast as they come out of his mouth. And the other thing is there's people who are really quiet about their ideas.
Like Taylor.
Right. So meeting in these groups, I really like it. I hate classes where the grown-up stands at the front of the room and talks to 25 people, because the reality is only 5 or 6 people are really listening at one time. And if you meet in these small groups, I think everyone feels like they get a little bit, you get more feedback, don't you think? Okay. That's what I think. All right. Because everyone's sitting there and they're engaged, and then people in the background look pretty busy. Okay, what were the other main points we're trying to get? All right. Well, here it is. So, Ella, do you think other kids pay more attention if they know they have to write about something?
Well, yeah, I think so because most of my class, they don't always listen sometimes.
Even if we're doing something really interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So, a nice way of saying that.
So, they don't pay attention. They don't always listen when they could be listening to learn more important stuff. And if they were listening, then they would learn that we do really cool stuff.
Oh yeah, that's okay. That was gonna make me so mad. I was gonna be in the video.
Okay, so
that would have been 3 times I messed up.
I like to be there when we're building the things. I like to be there when we are I like to be there when we're building it and explaining it, and
there's Derek. He's actually doing the docking
and wiring it up, because it's easier to explain in my paper, and it's easier to explain how to build it. It's easier to do that when you're there, when it actually happens. So
Derek, what is Derek saying to me right there? I can't remember.
No, he just whispers and you're like, go away.
No, I did. I totally used to program the robot.
So that's why I think kids should listen more when we're working on the projects, because that way it's easier to write.
Right. And then when I looked at those papers, it was much more clear who really understood and who paid attention and who made connections to the books that we read, because we read like 4 different books, didn't we? Electric cars, past, present, future, alt powered cars. Yeah, and we read a bunch of
We
books.
read like solar power energy.
Oh yeah, alternate forms of energy, to drill or not to drill. And then I put those in there, and I put pictures of them at the end, and then helped them make the connections. And so that was much more of a Bloom's type activity that I could expect more engagement from, and it held the kids more accountable. And I think the grades they put in the grade book were much more reflective of their understanding. Oh, is there a part where we're doing that? Hold on.
Will we bring it to the table?
Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Maybe scroll ahead. Tell me when to stop. What's that? Oh, that's the cartoon.
That's the poster.
Yeah, that's when we brought the poster over. That was before we
It's
started.
paused, Mr. King.
I know.
So
I'm doing
they
this.
are showing the poster. They made this really cool poster about how it works.
There it is.
It's not playing.
There it is.
Okay. So those 2 solar panels, there's 4 solar panels on there, but they're basically one big solar panel.
This is one,
Together?
and that's one.
Because we take 2 solar panels and we hook them up red to red and black to black. Now we have 2 solar panels instead of 4 separate solar panels. So we can hook those together, and we have a yellow and a green wire going down to the bottom of the solar panels, which there are binder clips. And
The yellow and
It's on the other side of Taylor's head right now.
Yeah, the yellow and the green represent
Let's bend it back. She wasn't in the play. There it is right there. It falls right there. There they are, right there.
Those are the binder clips that the wires hook to, so the Mindstorm can go up to it and charge.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Oh, I'm the one right there in the
This is
back.
Ella.
Yeah, I'm right there. I'm like always in the corner.
There I am. I'm right.
Yeah, Zoe's the
I'm right.
one.
I'm right there. Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
So also you can tilt it at different angles to get the perfect angle of the sun too, which is amazing. That was Kate's idea.
Yeah, that was.
Kate's and Emma's.
Oh, and Zoe's mixing with the angles. And that, as a math teacher, I was also thinking about this, is that I could get a good protractor lesson in on how the angle of this should be based on the
You didn't
angle.
read.
I know that was what I was thinking when I do it again.
When we made it, we had it so that you could tighten it.
Yep.
Because what I was doing right there is I put it the right angle, and I was tightening the screws to keep it at that angle.
It looks so cool. All right, thank you for your help on this video.